Hello, beautiful children of China. It's your teacher, Timothy. Get the cobwebs out of your mind. It's time to learn something new. Just me and you, all right? So we get to tell a story today. And there are a few new words in this story. And I'll go over those words right now. The first word I want to tell you is the word physical. Can you say that with me? Physical. Now let's write these words out. Okay. Text. Let's do that one. This word. Physical. Physical. And that word means to do something with your body. Okay. Not thinking, but to push something or to run really fast. Physical. To be physical. Your body is your physique. That's your body. To do something physical is to do something with your body. The next word is this word. Can you read it? Can you say it? Agree. To agree is to two people come, or two animals in the story come, and they talk to each other, and they come to a decision together. They both agree on something. They both agree that something's good. They both agree that something's bad. If somebody says it's good and the other one says it's bad, then they don't agree. But if they both say it's good, then they agree. Okay, the next word. Can you say that word? Exercise. To go and to exercise. Exercise. Some people say exercise and some say exercise. I think it's proper to say exercise. That means to go, it's like the physical one, to actually go do something, to go running, to go lifting weights, to go do some yoga. Exercise. I'm going to go exercise. Well, what are you going to do? I'm going to ride my bike. Oh, good. What do you do when you exercise? Kids, what do you say? What do you do? A lot of children don't exercise because they just go and play, and that's good. But a lot of adults exercise. Some do Tai Chi, right? And some do yoga. Some do swimming. Go swimming in a pool. Yeah. The next word. Oh, that's a good one. If you exercise for a long time, you might get very, very, very tired, and then you'd be exhausted. Exhausted. Really tired. I can't do anymore. I'm so exhausted. Next word. Can you say it? Difficult. Difficult. When something's easy, then, oh, that was easy. It doesn't take any work. But if it's really hard, it takes a lot of work, then it's difficult. Difficult. Here's another word. I'm going to put this one in there. It's a slang word. To be a slow poke. If someone is very slow, someone go, na, 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 you are a slow poke. It might not be a very nice thing to do, but in this story, not everybody is being kind. Okay, so let's start our story. We'll keep these words handy because we'll talk about these. Let's move these over here. Okay? And it's fun. We'll keep those words right there. We'll talk about those words as we go. So in this story right here, look at coyote, this big guy here, coyote, and rabbit. Coyote and rabbit. Let's just see how to spell those names, right? Coyote and rabbit. These two are the ones in the story. There are a few others that the coyote doesn't know about, but we'll get to that. So coyote and rabbit. They got to talking. You know, rabbit was sitting there out in the desert, and coyote saw rabbit. And coyote said, "Hey, over there, what are you doing?" And the rabbit said, "Hey, you want to talk? Come over here." So the coyote came over and they sat down just like this. And the coyote said, "What are you doing? You're just sitting here." And the rabbit said, "Well, I was thinking about running. I don't run, but I saw you run sometimes, coyote. You're pretty fast." "Oh, yeah," said the coyote. "I am so fast. I am the fastest." And the rabbit said, "I don't think you're the fastest." "What?" said the coyote. "You don't think I'm the fastest? Well, then who is the fastest?" "I am," said the rabbit. "You." The coyote laughed so hard. No way was the rabbit as fast. The rabbit says, "I don't run. I hop." Hopping is what a rabbit does. Running is what the coyote does. The coyote said, "You cannot hop as fast as I can run." "Well," the rabbit said, "I sure can. And remember, I am very physical. I'm good at physical things," said the coyote. Remember the word physical? There's that word, things with your body. The rabbit said, "I know you're fast, but I'm faster." "No, I'm faster. No, I'm faster. No, I'm faster. You want to bet?" "Yeah, let's make a bet." "Let's have a race." "Yes, I agree. Let's have a race." There's that word agree. They both agreed to have a race. They were going to race to the four corners of the earth. That was their agreement. And then they said, "Well, what will I win if I win?" said the coyote. And the rabbit said, "Let's agree whoever wins gets to eat the other one." Oh my gosh. The other one. Whoever wins gets to eat the other one? Well, they agreed to that. We'll look at that one in just a second. They're still talking here. They agreed to that. Whoever wins gets to eat the other one. Well, that night, they both went home. The race was the next day. And the rabbit went into the den. And the rabbit said, "Sister, brother, cousin, go get the cousins and come back to our den." So the sister and the brother went out, and so did the rabbit go out, and they all brought all their cousins. So there were like 5 or 6 of them in the den. And the rabbit said, "Tomorrow I have a race." Shh, don't, shh. "Tomorrow I have a race with the coyote, and he and I have agreed that we are going to see who's fastest, and whoever loses the race is going to be eaten by the other one. But I have an idea. We have so many rabbit holes around the world. I will start the race with the coyote, but when I stop, when he's not looking, one of you will pop out of a rabbit hole that's ahead of him and start running, and he'll think we look so much alike. He'll think it's me." Oh, they like this one. And so they all agreed that they would hide inside of rabbit holes all around the world. And when they saw a coyote coming, they would pop out and run. Now, all of the rabbits looked alike. These rabbits secretly agreed to this plan. Well, the next day came. Now we can go to our next picture, right? The next day came. And you can see that the rabbit and coyote met, and they said, "Are you ready to race?" And they said, "Yes, I am ready to race." "Are you ready to race? Are you ready to be eaten by me?" said the coyote, "because I will win. I am the fastest." On your mark, get set, go. And the both of them took off. The coyote was running and the rabbit was hopping. And one of the cousins, this is the brother of the rabbit right here, the brother was watching the race from one of the holes. See the hole right here? Yep, there's a hole right there. That brother is watching, and the coyote does not see that brother watching. But there they go. Look at them go. The coyote and the rabbit running. They had agreed, well, the rabbit is hopping. You can see the rabbit. The rabbit is hopping, right? The rabbit goes, hop, hop, hop. And the coyote goes really fast, running, right? So they were running for a long time. The coyote was running a long time, and the rabbit was running too. Pretty soon, the coyote said to himself, "Oh, I have not had this much exercise in a long time." Exercise. I haven't run this far in a long time. Maybe I've never run this far. This is a lot of exercise. And the coyote looked back and did not see the rabbit and smiled to himself and said, "I'm going to have a nice meal after this, because the rabbit, I cannot even see him behind me." And then he looked forward, and the coyote saw the rabbit up ahead. Now, you should know that wasn't the rabbit that started the race. That was the brother who had popped out of a hole and started running when he saw the coyote coming. The coyote could not believe it. How could he have gotten ahead? Oof, that made the coyote mad. So he turned around and ran the other way. "I will show that when I'll run to another corner of the earth," said the coyote. "You will never catch up to me." Well, the coyote kept running, and he was running toward another corner of the earth all alone. And when the coyote was running, he looked back and said, "No way is that rabbit going to hop near me anymore." But then he looked forward, and he saw the rabbit was hopping ahead of him. What he did not know was that that was not the rabbit, and it wasn't the brother anymore either. It was the sister, and she was running, and she looked just like him too. "How did the rabbit hop ahead of me? Oh, this rabbit is faster than I ever thought," said the coyote. And you can see here the coyote is starting to get tired. I think the coyote is starting to get exhausted. Well, the coyote kept running and turned another way to beat the rabbit. So the coyote was running another way all alone, thinking, "Finally, I'm ahead of that rabbit again." And then the coyote looked back and did not see the rabbit. And I bet you can guess what happened. The coyote looked forward and saw the rabbit. Was it really the rabbit? No, it wasn't. Was it the brother? Nope. Was it the sister? Nope. It was a cousin running up ahead. And the coyote started to stumble. Oh, he was getting totally exhausted. Too much exercise. The coyote stopped and walked back. In under the heat of the sun, the coyote walked back, exhausted, to the starting line. And as the coyote came closer to the starting line, the coyote saw that the rabbit was already there. "Oh, how did that rabbit go so fast?" said the coyote. The coyote didn't know that that was the first rabbit again. Look at how happy this rabbit is. This rabbit is not exhausted. He's smiling like that. The rabbit's not exhausted. Look at this one. This guy is totally exhausted. And look at that tongue hanging out. That's his tongue is hanging out of his mouth. He's so tired. Oh my gosh, so tired. And the coyote came back and said, "Why are you smiling? That was so difficult. That was so difficult." The rabbit said, "Why are you such a slowpoke?" If the coyote was not exhausted, the coyote would have gotten mad about that, calling him a slowpoke. But the coyote was too exhausted and just laid down his head. The rabbit said, "I guess I won." And the coyote said, "Yes, you did win." And the rabbit said, "Well, why don't you come over here? I will eat you." And then started to laugh, because you know as well as I do that a rabbit doesn't eat meat. A rabbit doesn't eat a coyote. A rabbit eats tender grasses and clover and things like that. But the coyote came over, and the coyote was ashamed, beaten by a rabbit. And the coyote never again, in all of his years, the coyote never said, "I am the fastest runner in the whole world." The coyote never said that. The coyote just ran, and the rabbit just hopped. And they didn't talk about the race ever again. Well, that's the end of that good story. Look at, there's a hole. This is, if that coyote could have gone down this hole, it's a little bit too small. But if the coyote could go down that hole, what would the coyote see? I think he'd see the secret that he never knew. How the rabbit won the race. But he didn't go down there. Let's talk about our words again. Let me just check the time here. The last word that we said was slowpoke. Remember what that means? If somebody's really slow, then someone might say, "Hey, you're a slowpoke." You can say it in a way that's not mean. You can sure say it in a way that's not mean. "Hey, slowpoke." Or maybe the coyote could say, "I'm a slowpoke." Could say that. The next one right there is this word right. Can you see it? The word, say it, difficult. Difficult. For the coyote, that race was difficult. You can see right here, look at his face. Say this word right here. It's a big word. Exhausted. Good. For the coyote, he ran so hard that after a long time, he was exhausted. Totally tired. Totally. Yep. And what about this word? Can you say it? Let's go back to the picture that goes with that word. That word is exercise. Exercise. Oh, right here, that coyote's getting some exercise, and so is this one. This little rabbit's getting some exercise too. Now here, the coyote's quite happy, getting some good exercise. Yep. Exercise. Now, what about this word? Right here. Can you say it? Agree. Good. The two of them, the rabbit and the coyote, they agreed on something, didn't they? They agreed on the race. We'll go back to that picture. Here they are, and well, look at the coyote, so proud of himself here. He doesn't realize what's going to happen. And the coyote agreed with the rabbit, and the rabbit agreed with the coyote. The coyote thought he was going to get a good meal. The coyote would have eaten the rabbit if he had won, I'm sure of it. And they made an agreement. They agreed on the rules of the race. What were some of the rules? Do you remember? Yep. They agreed that they would race. Where were they going to race to? Yep, the four corners of the world, right. And when were they going to start the race? Yep, the next day. And whoever won the race, what did they agree upon? They agreed that whoever won the race could do what? eat the other one. That's what they agreed on. Yep. So the last word here on our list, the last word, this one right here. Can you say it? Physical. Physical. Good. Physical is something you do with your body, something you do with your strong, fast body. To do something that's physical. I'm going to go do something physical today because I feel as though I could use that. I could really do that. Physical. Physical. And the rabbit and the coyote both agreed to do something that was physical, that they would get some exercise. The coyote became exhausted because it was really difficult. The coyote was a slowpoke, or so said the rabbit. The coyote was surprised that the race turned out that way. How about this? Can you say this word? Can you say this word right here? Yep, rabbit. Can you say this word right here? Yep, coyote. And what about this little sign? That's not a word at all. It's a sign that means and. And. You can also write the word and. Do you remember how to spell the word and? Good. Say it. A-N-D. And that little symbol also means and. So that's the story of the rabbit and the coyote and the agreement that they made to have a race. And how sneaky the rabbit was. Usually the coyote is sneaky, but in this story, the rabbit is sneakier, isn't he? So good. It's so good to have a good story. I like a good story. I hope you did too. Goodbye, my friends. This is Timothy signing off. Thank you for a good lesson. Now, I'm happier, you're smarter, and the whole world is a little smaller.